It's been a busy year for news in Southwest Florida and at the Naples Daily News. In 2015, we've covered historic marriages and tragic murders, the first day of a new community, the launching of presidential bids, and controversial environmental stories. Through a poll of our newsroom, we've made our picks for the top 10 Southwest Florida stories of the year. Here they are. Number 10, record Florida Panther deaths. There have been at least 40 documented deaths this year of the big cats, mostly on Southwest Florida roads. This year's total has far surpassed 2014's record 33 panther deaths. It's a grim sign of a likely positive development. The panther population is rebounding from the brink of extinction. Number 9. Fracking bans. On the heels of questionable oil drilling practices in 2014, local governments and state leaders have been trying to better regulate drilling. Estero and Bonita Springs both passed local bans on fracking, but their measures may be voided by statewide regulations proposed by Naples State Senator Garrett Richter and Estero State Representative Ray Rodriguez. Number 8. Jeb Bush and Marco Rubio. Two of Florida's most noted political talents tossed their hats in the ring for the presidency, and initially it looked like they could be the last two standing in a crowded Republican field. But Jeb Bush, who was seen as the prohibitive frontrunner, stumbled out of the gate and is now polling in the low single digits. He's got a lot of work to do if he wants to be a factor in 2016. Rubio, the bright and energetic young senator from Miami, has done better, but he's still looking up in the polls at populist hero-villain Donald Trump and ultra-conservative Ted Cruz. Number 7. The Village of Estero. The village poofed into existence when the clock struck midnight on New Year's Day after voters approved incorporation last year. But much of the heavy lifting was done in 2015, including the village's first election in March, hiring its first employees, passing its first budget, and finishing its first fiscal year with $5 million in the bank. Number 6. The Naples Pier. Collier County's most iconic structure was closed to the public for much of the year for major renovations. Renovations kicked off in early July. Manhattan Construction built new sections of the pier at a construction yard in Fort Myers Beach and transported them down by barge. Originally opened in 1888, the pier reopened in November, better than ever. Number 5. The economy. After years of warming, the Southwest Florida economy really heated up in 2015. Unemployment was low, thousands of new jobs were created, and the region is once again a playground for developers. But the housing market is so hot it's leaving many potential homebuyers on the outside looking in. The region is one of the top in the country for home price growth and rent prices. The result? Middle-class families are getting squeezed. Number 4. Bear hunting. In late October, hunters fanned out across Florida for their first chance to hunt bears in over a decade. But the controversial hunt, slated to last a week, was closed after 2 days. In all, hunters killed 304 bears around the state. Wildlife officials said the hunt was necessary to control the bear population, but opponents said it was cruel and were disturbed that most of the bears taken were female. Number 3. Same-sex marriage. In 2008, Floridians voted to define marriage as exclusively between a man and a woman. Yet 7 years later, same-sex couples were legally tying the knot in Southwest Florida and across the state. The ball got rolling in 2014 when a federal judge ruled the 2008 amendment unconstitutional. On New Year's Day, he ordered clerks of court statewide to begin issuing marriage licenses to gay couples. In June, the U.S. Supreme Court got in on the action, declaring same-sex marriage the law of the land. Number 2. The ZombieCon shooting. Violent crime has plagued the city of Fort Myers for years now, but for nearly 10 years the annual ZombieCon festival has been a bright spot. In 2015, gun violence spilled into the campy event. Just before midnight, shots rang out on Henry Street. An unknown shooter had killed 1 man and injured 6 others. The shooter's identity is still a mystery. In December, City Council voted unanimously against keeping ZombieCon as the downtown festival. And the number 1 story of 2015 is voted on by Naples Daily News staff, the killing of Dr. Teresa. The mysterious killing read like a Pulp Fiction story. A successful doctor is bludgeoned to death in her home. 2 bungling ex-cons are accused of traveling over 1,000 miles to commit the murder. The twist? Investigators believe Seaver's husband, Mark, planned it all. The killing of Teresa Seavers gripped Southwest Florida like no crime story in recent years. 2 Missouri men, Curtis Wayne Wright Jr. and Jimmy Ray Rogers, are behind bars facing second-degree murder charges. Mark Seavers has not been charged with the crime.